In episode 2, Rob and Tiff establish a relationship that could change their lives, while Shad starts a new business with Deej's assistance. Jamal also makes a missionary return to town. Papa struggles with his religion and Pastor Stanley's interference. In Mo Doubt, Mo Problems, the second episode of The Chi Season 6, Victor shows up at work on his first day as a city councilman and is greeted by Jamal, Liney's older brother who was jailed for a brawl. Jamal asked Victor to help him find Liney so he could get back in touch with his sister. Tiffany learns that Dante, a customer who purchases marijuana from her, has discovered a man named Kiro who sells higher quality marijuana than she does. She initially thinks that this man will replace her, but Kiro really only wants to teach her how to cultivate some wonderful and fun cannabis. Rob eventually agrees to the plan, but they need money to make it happen. He approaches his well-off mother for a $100,000 loan, but she declines and says she'll give it to him if he can track down and potentially kill the guy who killed her brother Quentin. Whereas, after learning that Kenya is a preacher's kid like him, Papa's love for her deepened. Although she feels the same way about him, she is adamant that they won't go on a date until he is 18, which won't be for a few more months. As Emmett permits Duda to help with the down payment on a new home for him and Keisha, he continues to fall deeper and deeper into debt in their relationship. Finally, Kevin and Meisha try to decide what would happen following their kiss. Papa has his sights set on a new woman now that his relationship with Meisha, we'll get to her in a second, is over. Kenya is a new employee at Smokies, and despite the fact that she is a little older than him, he finds himself falling more and more in love with her every day. For whatever it's worth, it's obvious why Papa likes Kenya. They share common backgrounds and interests, such as being the offspring of Chicago preachers. Kenya, who is 19 years old, has stated that she has feelings for Papa as well, but she has also stated that she won't go on a date with him until he reaches 18, which won't be for a few more months. For Kenya, that doesn't seem like a very long wait, but for Papa, it's the longest and most agonizing wait of all time. Good things do certainly come to those who wait, as the proverbial adage goes, and patience is a virtue. Papa, keep it together and hold it down till you turn 18, because then a good thing will come your way. Despite everything he accomplished in the Chicago streets over the course of the previous 5 seasons of The Chi, Emmett still wasn't able to partner with Douda. For the young man's new position as a wealthy businessman, it wasn't sufficient to let Douda literally clothe Emmett in a suit that he possesses. When Emmett saw Douda kill a man for chewing gum too loudly, it wasn't enough. What does Emmett do next then? He gets Douda to not only put him in touch with a realtor who can get him a good deal on the house, but he also lets Douda help with the down payment. Emmett may soon possess everything owing to Douda, but one thing that Douda won't provide for Emmett is discretion. Emmett must eventually come to terms with the fact that he is rapidly approaching minority ownership of the life he has always imagined. At that point, you have to ask yourself, what good is having all of this if I can't even own it? In the 5 seasons of The Chi, Emmett has yet to show a moment of discernment, but at least with his prior behavior, we could attribute it to his inexperience and immaturity. That's no longer the case, but who knows, maybe one day he'll get himself together. Kevin was prepared to put his affections for Meisha on the line. When Meisha first confessed her emotions for Kevin a few seasons ago, this wasn't the case, but today their feelings are reciprocal. In the first episode of Season 6, the two kissed, but just as Kevin was about to declare his love, Meisha declined a kiss from him and said she didn't want a relationship to interfere with her plans to become a musician. Kevin agrees and even claims that he is too busy for a romance, which we know is untrue because he recently ended a relationship that wasn't amicably. Kevin has to battle for what he wants in order to give himself the chance to get it, just like he did with his flat. He didn't let his mother and stepmother to keep him from the flat without his consent, and he ought to at the very least tell Meisha how he feels before giving up on whatever chance they might have had. He won't be able to keep his sentiments hidden for long, since they will eventually surface, whether or not he is ready for them to. In their separate worlds, Rob and Bakari are in precarious situations. Rob and Tiffany want to launch their own marijuana cultivation company, but they currently lack the funding to do so. Rob asks her mother for a loan of $100,000, and she agrees to give it to him so long as he can ensure that her brother Quentin's killer, Douda, is held accountable for their crimes. She even makes the implication that Rob must be the one to murder him. Regarding Bakari, he has recently been acting as Douda's eyes and ears on the streets. While the money he receives from him is good, it is now obvious that he is in a precarious position as he witnesses Douda's futile attempts to wed Papa's father and his church. But Carrie has been residing at Papa's house for a while, and the family there has adopted him as a second son. Bakary is therefore annoyed by the action from Douda, who reminds Bakary that he is his employee. Raud and Bakary must decide if the money they have now is worthwhile given the effort required to earn it. Raud must decide if killing Douda or accepting $100,000 to help launch his and Tiffany's marijuana business is more important. Is it worth Douda's money to Bakary to trade away the love and support he has gained from Papa's family? They'll have to search inside themselves to figure it out, but once they make a choice, they can't go back on it.